Hello again, I'm Kyoto Jack, and we have noticing how it is that people are perceiving the Unreal Engine 5 fatigue. Yeah, there is Unreal Engine fatigue, but there is a mix of all of this. Primarily because the majority of people think it's the problem of the engine, but well, even I have my own opinions I want to share later of that. But what we have seen of all of those releases using Unreal Engine 5, they require a lot of resources, a fucking almost $1,000 PC to run them, and still they can't run properly. All those issues from that software that is being sold across PC, we are seeing how it is lackluster in optimization. And yeah, we have seen that with Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater. Now with this other game that I heard that yeah it flopped and it's a Chinese game using Unreal Engine. So Lost Souls Adapt Dev acknowledges performance issues and assures players is actively working on optimizations. Here's the fucking issue even reading this headline. They are doing the optimization after they already got your money. After they already sold you on optimized crap. And I heard that also this game has so many problems with the performance and also the content. The entirety of that game is not good. But people could be willing to ignore that if the fucking game at least run properly and was better optimized. But it's not the case. And yeah, partially is Unreal Engine's fault, but the prime source of responsibility in all of this fucking fiasco is developers. Because yeah, developers they are working on releasing on these times, on scheduled times, or I prefer to call them the AAA release. And they get into this fucking situation, and it's disgusting. Yeah, even people are willing to say, you know, if I see Unreal Engine 5, skip or wait until they optimize it. One or another. And this is because people are just had enough of all of this. They are they're tired. That even if they want to try new stuff, if it's Unreal Engine 5, they are dipping out in some cases. And yeah, this problem has been existing for a while because not only Metal Gear Solid Delta that other Chinese game, Lost Souls has been encountering this issue from at development side. So look at this. So this is the requirements for excuse me, Gears of War Reloaded. So you see 8 gigabytes of RAM, AMD Ryzen 3 4 core or Intel 5. So they are telling you that Nvidia GeForce GTX is going to be the minimum, but RTX is going to be fine. But and 70 gigabytes of space, despite the original one was 7 gigabytes. Not only on Xbox 360. People don't remember much that it was a release on PC the next year after the Gears of War releasing on Xbox 360. And you know why people don't remember that one? Because it was being sold by that fucking dog shit of Games for Windows Live. That's why. Or even look at this, the mixed reviews from Steam. But the game shut down after initiating a session with my account of Xbox and I couldn't reach to the menu. They updated the game and now I can actually get into one with that Xbox account. So they are fixing the problems that shouldn't be there in the fucking first place, but only after they received your money. And even these ones, where the hell is the split screen cooperator that we have paid? Yeah, that's something that pisses me off too. Hey, even if you say, oh, but this PC is useless, that feature, we don't fucking care. It's a feature. Why you are removing content and charging the same amount for it? Yeah, this, if you're going to charge me the same money as consoles, you have to give me the entire content. And yeah, split screen is is a content that every game must have, if I'm being honest. And they had it. The original Gears of War had it. This is not excuse. This is this is unacceptable. And this one is basically the same game after 20 years with the same bugs and well and same fails. Simply they just updated the visual graphics, but nothing more. They didn't even added bots or the horde mode. So the survivor mode, nothing. Yeah, so the best content is just going to be about playing that original trilogy of the games in an emulator in Xenia. And yeah, everyone is just getting tired of this. But you know what? Is on one hand, it's kind of expected from AAA Corpus. Yeah, they are seeing that they are incompetent, but something that people have wrong is blaming it entirely on Unreal Engine 5. And but I also have to say, Unreal Engine 5 they are not free from guilt. They they are not free from sin. But even I'm going to show you this one quickly. So, Epic Games here Sony says Unreal Engine 5 performance problems aren't about the engine, they're about when developers chose to optimize, which this statement is true, absolutely true, but this fucker is not sent from Guild. Games are struggling across multiple platforms, and Sony says optimization should start early, not at end development. You know why, in the other hand, is this guy is at blame for all of this? It's because, well, he wanted to approach Todos Corpus and, and sold them the idea of using Unreal Engine 5 to speed up development. So, yeah, of course, he's going to say, oh, but it's because those developers they are not taking the optimization. But yeah, you are approaching to them with tools that create code and physics, mechanics, gameplay with accessibility tools that they don't bring anything to optimization into the table because you intentionally are just putting this into development because you want everyone else to use that engine. And you know this is the concern that I care the most. Is the indie developer scene because what we're seeing all of this shit happening, there are developers that are willing to use Unreal Engine 5. And my main concern is they are also following the same steps as the AAA when it comes to optimization. Primarily because they are relying on this engine. And if they say, okay, I just using this tool, they are easy to use, my game is going to be good. There is a difference between the AAA Corpus Love, the indie developer scene, and the fucking consumers that the only thing they know is fucking consume. So they are more willing to give a chance to AAA only because of brand name. Yeah, they are that retarded, those consumers. But for the rest, they are not consumers like them and want to see the indie scene thrive and succeed. What is going to happen is when they see Unreal Engine 5, they hear about that one, they're going to be people, depending on what game they're going to sell, they are being so concerned and focused and fixated into seeing all of the graphical, the performance, all the hardware requirements of said game. And if they see that is it the same case as AAA because they listen to Tim Sweeney and using the same fucking tools that AAA is using and just putting optimization into the fucking dumpster fire, yeah, it is going to be a problem. It fucking it is. Because yeah, those enticement words, those sweet words of Unreal Engine 5 making development go faster and make the games good look. But if that fucking engine at the end of the day, yeah, it doesn't let part of optimization with say tools, and they is tricking the rest of developers to ignore optimization because I want to make this one faster, I want to compete, and they offer the easy route that they are offering. Yeah, those developers are also going to set in a very rogue spot, especially since with all of the optimizations. Man, having hardware that costs the exact same as a used car, at least where I live, with the hardware those streamers have, you can get a used car. And not like 90s, 2000s, 2010s even. You can fucking buy a Chevrolet Aveo or a hatchback Toyota Yaris with the same amount of money that they are buying all of these over expensive PC games. But even if they bought those PC games over expensive ones and they decide to buy this Unreal Engine slop, unoptimized shit, and it still is underperforming. You still have frame issues. You still have crashes. Yeah, people need to start asking these questions. In is even viable to still using that engine? Primarily because they say, well, Fortnite, the developers, they know how to use it and optimize it. Yeah, but this is the only ones that they know access and they have the good practice of safe tools, which kinda sounds fucking shitty to me. Because even among developers, good practices are being shared daily. Depending one good practice is good or not, well, is led to be judged depending on how they analyze said way of code practice. And this is my take with all of this with Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, for the indies is my main concern. If they are going to get pretty much fucked if they themselves can rely on speed and development without putting attention to the optimization. Optimization is turning into a lost art. Yeah, it is something that is going to be like of the forgotten civilization, which it's fucking concerning by obvious reasons. So nobody wants to spend too much fucking money in all of this hardware, on all of this expensive hardware, just to run a few games that take almost the entire SSD drive space. Fuck off with that shit. So there you have it. Thanks for watching and please take care.